Kate, it's always impossible to live up to you, but thank you. And thank you very much. Your Royal Highness, ladies and gentlemen, last year we celebrated our 25th anniversary. And many of you here tonight kindly joined us for our Hope Gala dinner at the Natural History Museum. It was an amazing team effort by the Gala Committee. It was led dynamically, one could say unflinchingly, by Catherine Folkes, and it culminated in a wonderful sight. It culminated in a dozen of our previous winners on stage, arm in arm, and they received a spontaneous standing ovation. And thanks to your generosity, we hit our target. We raised, after all costs, we raised £1 million, which we're going to reinvest in our winners' network. Now, 25 years, it also felt like a good time to take stock. We commissioned an independent impact assessment report. We worked with Oxford University, and we reviewed the impact of our winners and their projects. And there are some extraordinary and uplifting statistics which put in context the work which you've kindly funded. Now, we have 200 or so winners, and they work across some 80 countries. They are the leading national and international conservationists, and they're spearheading projects to protect the natural world and to save wildlife. And they're inspiring, educating, and mentoring the younger generation. Now, collectively, our winners have increased protection over some 90 million hectares. Now, this includes land, sea, and fresh water. And to give you an idea of that scale, that equates to about 4 times the size of the UK. I've been told not to round these numbers, so they are very accurate. 69% of our winners report that in their project sites, threats have been reduced and that populations of wildlife are either stable or increasing. And 79% of our winners report that on winning a Whitley Award, they receive increased media attention in their countries. So take Boniva, for example. She's from the state of Assam in India. Boniva won her award in 2017. She returned home to a media flurry. She went around all the schools in Assam. She secured their support. She brought in the chief of police. She was honoured by the state governor of Assam and then by the president of India. Boniva has been named among the top 10 environmental leaders in India by the Women's Times. Now, for the current election, her reputation is such that she's been chosen by the Electoral Commission as a state icon to encourage ethical voting. And doing all this, a record number of people have also joined her campaign to save the Hargilla stork. And I hope that Lynn Shears and her family, who provided her award back in 2017, have still got those wonderful Hargilla stars, which started it all off. Now, off the back of our awards, our winners often manage to raise further funds, and this is leverage. Take Hime from Bolivia. We received an email from her this morning, and she recalls, "When I started 18 years ago, my first grant was from Parks in Peril, $1,500. In 2016, Chester supported me with $8,000, and then you gave me the biggest grant I've ever got. Since then, I got what I call the Whitley Effect. We won a Darwin Award, we won a PNUD, 3 of my students received National Geographic Awards. In total, we've now raised £750,000 for our charitable work." She then... She then does a PS. PS, enjoy the day. You guys are changing the lives of these new conservationists, and keep up the salsa. So the recognition is a vital part of their success. It helps open all kinds of doors. And of course, some of these doors are doors to each other, because now about half our winners are collaborating both within and across national boundaries, joining forces for conservation. Now, one step away from this work, at the heart of this charity, I'd highlight that nothing in this impact assessment report would have happened without the dedication and drive of our team. And it starts right at the top of the charity, where we're most honoured that Her Royal Highness the Princess Royal tonight marks the 20th year of her patronage. And during... And during these 20 years, Her Royal Highness has not missed a single ceremony. She's visited our winners in Brazil, Croatia, Colombia, Malaysia, Ghana, and her presence, that signature photograph taken with our winners with their trophies, that invariably makes front-page news in whichever country is concerned. So thank you for this long-term commitment. I think in a nutshell, ma'am, you magically transform the funds that we give from being just normal checks into being these coveted awards. So thank you so much. And our other trustee, Sir David Attenborough, for 15 years now, David's been kind enough to narrate our films. The films are made by Icon, and you'll see them tonight. David always listens intently to our winners, and he generously gives us his most precious commodity, which is his time. Talking of time and commitment, after some 14 years, our director, Georgina, she's moved on, and we thank Georgina, who with great determination and flair has built up the charity and built upon the foundations which were originally laid by Louise. And we're delighted that Danny Parks has taken over the role after being with us for just 8 years. So. And looking ahead, next year, world leaders, they come together in China to review and set international targets for wildlife conservation. These targets need to be bold. Urgent action is required from politicians, from industry, from the public to tackle global warming and to protect wildlife. And it's not too late to turn things around. Our winners prove this to us each day. So whether you're Greta Thunberg, a 16-year-old Swedish schoolgirl, whether you're Mark Carney, the Governor of the Bank of England, whether you're David Attenborough, with the wisdom and his experience of almost 100 years of life on Earth, we must all care about the future. How we set about it is down to each of us. But from now on, we really must all count as environmental campaigners. And the new series, Our Planet, which is made by our very own ambassador, Alistair Fothergill, highlights that solutions to the problem, they lie with human decisions. And many of our winners are involved in the making of this series. They're not on screen, but if you turn the camera around, they're the ones who are taking the lead behind the scenes to protect wild areas in conjunction with the local people. As I hope you see, we are very joined up with our winners. We're regularly in touch, whether it's scientific papers they might be about to publish or whether it's just day-to-day chat. It's uplifting and it's transporting to receive a quick WhatsApp in the morning from a winner such as Munir in Kenya. On a rainy, grey day, it can just make it all worthwhile, even if it's a little different from our own office. Which brings us back to Kate. Thank you so much for comparing this evening. Thank you for everything you've done over the year. With our Hope Gala, you broke new ground. You really raised the roof and you introduced us to a whole circle of new donors. And the challenge now for us is to keep that bar high, but thank you so much. And thank you all here, one and all, for your most generous support. Let's enjoy this evening as a celebration of these fantastic winners and welcome with us tonight. Thank you so much.